चल रही है। अब इसको इसके ऊपर रखिए। लेट अस सी व्हाट हैपेंस। मुझे डर है मेरा सामान कहीं गीला ना हो जाए। सेंटर पे नीचे रखना है, फ्रेम नीचे इसके सेंटर पे।
Well, clapping. Wow, great. Yeah, इधर है सर.
Quick, 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 quick. Quick, quick, quick.
Dear students, once again you are welcome for my next lecture, and thank you very much for very positive response from your side. You are watching the videos, and I am still following the same basic, that to cover the NCERT point to point with innovative way, creating innovative slides and giving you the clear idea about each and every point, every aspect. You know, this mode of online teaching also a powerful mode. We should believe in it and continue with it. This will help you to concentrate. Now, what is the procedure? We take a Gaussian surface. So here symmetry is spherical, so we take a spherical Gaussian surface of to find the electric field intensity due to infinite charge plate. So this is infinite charge plate with positive charge. So keep in mind, this is positively charged infinite plate, and this is the axis diagram. This side of the plate is along x-axis, this side along y-axis, and this is along z-axis. What is the procedure to apply the Gauss law? First we have to decide the Gaussian surface. So here I have selected rectangular parallelepiped.
रिक्वेस्ट कि म्यूट कर लें अपने आप को. So students, once again I welcome you, and this is another session of online teaching, and I request don't allow any outsider to this class without my permission. So this can create some problem. So if you wish to allow anyone, take my permission. So I start. Once again, all of you are welcome. So this is free online physics classroom and conducted by me for the welfare of students of science stream, and main purpose to beat the impact of the COVID-19 on students to beat the negative impact created by the COVID-19. So this is an effort to continue your study through this medium. So physics is very fascinating subject. Creativity, experimentation, and all scientific temperament is involved. And fully develop the personality of the individual who follow scientific steps of query in his or her life. So we have discussed electric field in our previous chapters, online sessions. So here I want to discuss in more detail. Electric field word means electric field strength or electric field intensity or electric field. So whenever we say electric field, it means electric field intensity or electric field strength. So electric field strength at a point in an electric field is the electrostatic force per unit positive charge acting on vanishingly small positive test charge placed at that point. इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड स्ट्रेंथ पर यूनिट चार्ज इलेक्ट्रिक फोर्स को कहते हैं और उस चार्ज पर फोर्स को कहते हैं जो बहुत स्मॉल है और फील्ड के किसी पॉइंट पर रखा हुआ है. तो इसको हमने डिफाइन किया था दैट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज लिमिट डेल्टा क्यू टेंड्स टू 0. That is, the charge is vanishingly small positive charge. Just used to test the electric field intensity created by the source charge. So here, meaning of this limit is this: delta Q tends to 0 means charge is very, very small. Test charge. Source charge may be of any magnitude, but test charge should be vanishingly small, infinitely small, approaching to 0. In that condition, force experienced by test charge is due to electric field, and force per unit charge is called the electric field intensity at that point. Further, we know electric field is F over Q naught. We have defined in this statement electric field is F over Q naught. It means electric field will be Q by R square, R cap, that is unit vector along the direction of electric field. This we have discussed earlier also up to this point. So let us move further. This is the source charge. This is a source charge placed at some point. Magnitude is Q, capital Q, and polarity is plus. And from this source charge, another test charge, small q naught, having positive polarity is placed, and it experiences some force. This force is repulsive because both the charges are like charges. Another setup, see another system, another setup, minus q charge is now source charge in this case, and at some distance another test charge is placed. This test charge is plus q naught. Test charge is always positive. Whether we place it in field created by positive source charge or whether we place it in field created by negative source charge, test charge is always positive and vanishingly small, very, very small. What is the reason keeping test charge very, very small? I have described. Later on I will repeat it. So here in this figure, capital Q is source charge. Source charge means which is the main source of the electric field. Q naught is test charge. Purpose of test charge is just to find the electric field strength or electric field intensity, or you can say electric field at that particular point. And F, capital F, is the force, E is the electric field. So now, why test charge is considered to be vanishingly small, that is approaching to zero? Why this condition? Why we put limit test charge tends to zero, Q naught tends to zero? Why? Think over it. Reason is very simple. Because the presence of test charge should not affect the configuration of source charges. इस प्रेजेंस से जो सोर्स चार्जेस हैं, सिस्टम ऑफ सोर्स चार्जेस है या सोर्स चार्ज है, उस पर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. मेन पर्पज ऑफ टेस्ट चार्ज इज जस्ट टू check or test the electric field intensity at that point. This is the only purpose of test charge. So it should be as minimum as possible, so that it does not affect the field created by the source charge. This is the reason. Hence, this is clear that we are intended to measure the electric field of capital Q, source charge, not the field of Q naught, test charge. So we move further for mathematical expressions. Let us calculate electric field due to a point charge. Now some mathematics is involved, very simple mathematics. See, these are three axes. X-axis, Y-axis and Z-axis. This is the origin. And plus Q source charge is placed at origin. This is another point in XY plane, or say in space. Not in XY, in space. This is another point, P. Its coordinates are X, Y, Z. And plus Q naught. I am mentioning plus again and again just to make it convenient for you that test charge is always positive. We need not to put plus. It is obvious. But I am placing plus just that you come to know that test charge is always positive. And plus Q test charge is placed at this point, and it experiences force along this line joining the plus Q, plus capital Q and plus Q naught. This is the force experienced by this plus Q naught test charge. So we take a unit vector along the force, this force. R cap is the unit vector. We define unit vector always, it helps to give the direction. Now, this is the position vector of point P from origin, and this is R vector. So here OP is a vector, OP is a vector, OP is a vector, and this is given by R vector, position vector. We use sign R for position vector. Now suppose a source charge Q is placed at origin, I have described it. Hence, the force exerted on test charge Q naught by capital Q will be, here I correct little bit, not Q, this is capital Q. Okay. Hence, the force exerted on test charge Q naught by capital Q will be, we apply Coulomb's law in vector form, F 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q Q naught divided by R square. R cap is unit vector. So see, benefit of assigning unit vector is this. We are able to make this as vector just by putting unit vector. So this is equation number 1. Now we know what we know. What is unit vector? Unit vector is, see this yellow box, unit vector is vector divided by its magnitude. It's called unit vector. So here in place of this unit vector, we can put this vector r divided by magnitude of vector r. And magnitude of vector r is simply small r. We put it. Therefore, we get this new expression, force on test charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q capital Q small q naught r cube r. See, this r is vector. So we have substituted this value in purple color. We are able to see unit vector. We have substituted this value from this equation. Magnitude of r vector is simply r, so this become r cube. This we assign equation number 2. This is equation number 2. Move further, but we know electric field is force per unit test charge. So this is equation number 3. Now we make combination of equation number 1 and 2. So we get value of E, electric field intensity. We put F in this, Q naught gets cancelled. We have this expression 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q by R square unit vector R. See, this is the electric field equation of expression of electric field at point P, which is at R distance from the source charge capital Q. This is the field. Direction of electric field is along the R cap. That is along this. The force along the force which test charge experiences along that direction. The direction of electric field is along the force experienced by the test charge. So this is from equation number 1 and 3. Comparing presentation is to apply the Coulomb's law for multiple charges. So now charges are more than 2. So this is the question. Consider there are 3 charges Q1, Q2, Q3 and all have equal magnitude equal to small q. And they are placed at the vertices of the triangle A, B, C. And the length of the side of the equilateral triangle is L, L, L. Now see, another charge, fourth charge is placed at the centroid. You know from your previous classes, centroid is the point where median meets. Or centroid is that point which is at equal distance from the vertices. At this point, capital Q charge is closed. Now what is the force on this capital Q charge? All charges are having same sign. Q, capital Q, Q1, Q2, Q3, same sign. So now let us understand what interaction taking place on Q. See, this charge placed at A, applying force of repulsion on capital Q in the direction where my cursor is moving. See, in this direction, AO direction, this force. Similarly, charge placed at B, applying force of repulsion on capital Q along my cursor, that is F2. And charge placed at C, applying force of repulsion along the line joining the charges, that is along the cursor moving, this is F3. So three forces are there, F1, F2, F3. And if we draw a parallelogram over F2 and F3, the diagonal is along OA direction. That is, resultant of F2 and F3 is along OA direction, opposite to F1. So net force on a charge Q will be difference of F1 and this force. F1 and this force. So we start the question. We take this triangle into consideration. See, ADC is 90 degree, ACD is 60 degree because equilateral triangle. So 90 plus 30, 120, and if we apply angle sum property BAC or say CAD, this angle is 30 degree. Apply cosine 30. Cosine 30 is base over hypotenuse. That is AD over AC. Cosine 30 is equal to AD over AC. So what will be AD? AD will be AC into cosine 30. See here, statement AD is equal to AC cosine 30. Now put the values of cosine 30 and AC. AC is L, cosine 30 is root 3 by L. So now this side AD is root 3 by 2L. But we need this distance. So we know the charges. We know the charges. Capital Q, small q. Distance we know AO. So according to geometry, this AO distance is 2 by 3 of AD. We know this. 2 by 3 of AD. AD is root 3 by 2L. Put the values of AD. We get this AO is 1 by root 3L. AO is 1 by root 3L, BO is 1 by root 3L, CO is 1 by root 3L. Symmetrically, we have this result in our hand. So it means, see, very clear, this distance is same. This pair of charge is same as this pair, distance is same, product of charges is same. It means F1, F2, F3 are equal in magnitude but different in direction. So I have taken A cap unit vector along the F1, B cap unit vector along the F2, and C cap unit vector along the F3. Now I apply the Coulomb's law. Magnitude of the force will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. So charges are capital Q small q, product capital Q small q, divided by R square. So distance was L by root 3. So square of this will be L square by 3. I put L square by 3 numerator. This is the magnitude, and all three forces having same magnitude but direction is different. So if I wish to write the vector form of F1, I attach unit vector along the F1, F2 and F3. So applying the principle of superposition in multiple charge system, net force is algebraic sum of all the forces. So net force on the capital Q will be F1 plus F2 plus F3. Put these value, this common in bracket, A cap plus B cap, C cap is left. Now A cap plus B cap plus C cap is 0 because these are cyclic vector. They are having 120 degree angle between them. So such vectors are cyclic vector, their sum is always 0. So net force is 0. So this is very interesting. Net force is 0. What does it mean? It means resultant of F2 and F3 is equal and opposite to F1. This force is equal and opposite to F1. So no force acts on the charge Q. Charge Q will not move anywhere in spite of experiencing three forces, but this will not move because net force is 0. Now here again, little bit we go to the insight of mathematics. This point I explain here. See this box. I start with Students of biology, this is very easy. Just focus on it. Don't afraid of vectors and these things. A cap plus B cap plus C cap is 0. If I start from here and I solve A plus A cap plus B cap is equal to minus C cap. Now I multiply A plus A cap plus B cap by A cap plus B cap. This is the scalar product. On right hand side, this product will be minus C cap dot minus C cap. Now C dot product of unit vector is always 1, similar unit vector. We have studied in plus 1 I cap dot I cap 1, J cap dot J cap 1, K cap dot K cap 1, but I cap dot J cap 0. So here similar unit vectors means their scalar product of similar unit vectors will give 1. Now solve this. A plus B whole square of A cap vector, square of B cap vector, 2 AB 2 A cap dot B cap. Now square of unit vector having magnitude 1, this will be 1, this will be 1, 1 plus 1, 2. 2 will go to the right hand side. 1 minus 2, we will get minus 1 on right hand side. What is left on left side? What is remaining on left hand side? 2A cap dot B cap. Now 2 also we shift towards the right hand side, minus 1 by 2. A cap dot B cap is equal to minus 1 by 2. It means the angle theta comes out to be 120 degrees because cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. So now think reverse. If angle between vector is 120 degree and will be A cap plus B cap plus C cap 0. That's why we have substituted value of this bracket 0 because these vectors are cyclic vectors. So this was very good question. So this is very good question. Having many concepts, geometrical, vector concept, and Coulomb's law. So this is how we will deal Coulomb's law when we are having multiple charges. So students, this is all today's my presentation. I am trying to focus strictly on covering the syllabus, providing you all the support, and I expect all the students will join. Thank you very much. So keep on watching my videos on my YouTube channel. I will upload these videos on my YouTube channel. Subscribe it so that whenever I upload, you will get a notice. So thank you very much joining and motivate other students to join online classes and also Google Class. Okay, so now I unmute all. If any question is there, you can ask. Some students were raising their hands. I have unmuted all. So you can join. So yes, any query?